Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Now, if you're using large language models on a daily basis, whether that's for work or just, brainstorming ideas, you probably already have the basics down. But today we're looking at something called role prompting, the AI output makeover. It is this beautifully simple, totally code-free technique that literally changes the game on how AI processes your requests. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, be honest with yourself for a second here. Are your AI chatbot responses feeling just a little boring, maybe kind of vanilla? Look, we've all been there. You type out what you think is a perfectly good instruction, right? And the AI hands you back something that is, sure, technically correct, but it's just lifeless. It's got no personality, zero depth, and frankly, it sounds exactly like a generic robot wrote it. It's an incredibly universal frustration. But here's the good news. The fix for this doesn't require any complex programming or writing endless paragraphs of instructions.
The solution is actually role prompting. So what is that? Well, it's basically the act of assigning a persona to an AI model to explicitly control the style, the tone, the depth, or even the accuracy of its responses. By simply telling the model who it's supposed to be, like you're a chef or a historian, maybe a skeptical scientist, or even a caring teacher, you fundamentally shift how it processes what you're asking. You aren't just giving it a task anymore. You're asking it to put on a specific pair of glasses and adopt a whole new worldview and vocabulary before it even generates a single word.
Let's look at application 1, styling text with personas. We're going to take a super basic prompt and give the AI's writing style a total makeover.
Just look at the sheer contrast here. We start with a simple prompt asking for a pizza review, and it yields this really generic, dry praise. It says stuff like, "The pizza was cooked to perfection." I mean, yawn, right? That reads like a review left by someone who has only ever eaten cardboard. But watch what happens when we simply add, "You are a food critic." Boom. Suddenly, we're getting a crust that is delightfully thin and crispy. We have marinara sauce that is rich and flavorful, and cheese that literally melted in my mouth. The AI totally adopts the cohesive narrative and the really passionate worldview of a hardcore foodie.
Now, let's swap that persona over to a Michelin Guide reviewer. And wow, the focus dramatically shifts again. Instead of just, swooning over gooey cheese, the AI elevates the entire experience. Now it's highlighting the warm, inviting atmosphere, the smell of freshly baked pizza, and the professional, attentive service. It creates this incredibly rich, highly professional ambiance that speaks directly to a much more refined dining audience. And remember, the underlying task here, reviewing a pizza place, is exactly the same, literally only the role changed. Writing pizza reviews is super fun, but let's transition over to a high-stakes professional scenario, the perfect client email. Imagine you have to draft an email to inform a client about a logistical delay. This is delicate, right? You need to deliver bad news while making absolutely sure the client's confidence in your services doesn't waver. Let's see how role prompting can basically step in as your personal PR team. As you'll see, simply changing the assigned job title completely rewrites your whole strategy for this apology email. If you tell the AI it's a communications specialist, the tone becomes super professional, focusing entirely on clear, direct updates. Make it a marketing expert, and the tone turns persuasive. It's all about positivity and relationship building. And if you assign it the role of a customer service rep, you get this deeply empathetic tone that is highly relational and focused on solutions. Let's actually read through the exact outputs these different roles generate. First up, here's the output when we ask the AI to be a communication specialist. Unfortunately, we have encountered a logistical problem which is causing a short holdup. We anticipate your order to be delivered within date. Notice how crisp and direct that is? There's zero fluff. It is exceptionally professional, gets straight to the point, and it manages expectations super efficiently. This is absolutely perfect if your client is, say, a no-nonsense executive who literally just wants the facts. But now, contrast that with the marketing expert's spin on that exact same delay. We believe great things come to those who wait, and your order is no exception. Your experience is nothing short of excellent. I mean, what a brilliant pivot. The AI completely reframes a frustrating logistical snag into a chance to build excitement and brand loyalty. It leans heavily into persuasion and positivity, effectively turning a negative update into this cheerful reminder of how awesome the product will be once it finally arrives. And finally, let's round out our email makeover with a customer service representative role. We understand that this may cause some inconvenience, and we apologize sincerely. We value your time and patience greatly. You can immediately feel the shift here, right? It's deeply empathetic, it's highly relational,
and is heavily focused on validating the client's feelings. It just feels remarkably human. So that's 3 different roles, 3 entirely different strategic approaches to the exact same problem, and all of them were generated in seconds.
But role prompting isn't just a clever creative writing trick. It can actually change facts. Let's look at application 2, improving AI accuracy. Okay, here is the ultimate test of the AI's mathematical reasoning. The prompt reads, "You are a brilliant mathematician who can solve any problem in the world. Attempt to solve the following problem. What is 100 times 100 divided by 400 times 56? By priming it with that specific persona of a brilliant mathematician, we're essentially signaling the model to bypass standard phrasing and access its highest-level logic and calculation pathways."
And here is the big aha moment. The correct answer is 1400. And with that brilliant mathematician role locked in, the AI nails it perfectly. But here's why this is so mind-blowing. According to the source data, when the AI was simply given the math problem on its own with absolutely no role assigned, it failed. Yep, the simple role-less prompt output an incorrect answer of 280. Literally just by adding that one sentence, "You are a brilliant mathematician," the AI completely bypassed an error in its normal processing and delivered strict factual accuracy. That is a real game changer.
I think this just perfectly illustrates the sheer power of this technique. Role prompting instantly alters writing style, transforming basic, generic text into these rich, engaging narratives. It tailors your tone for highly specific audiences, whether you need a super direct corporate memo or an enthusiastic marketing pitch. It significantly improves factual accuracy when it comes to complex problem solving. And honestly, the best part of the whole shebang? It requires absolutely zero complex coding. It is basically a hidden cheat code for your daily workflow. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. What role will you assign your AI today? Is it going to be a strict editor, a visionary artist, maybe a brilliant strategist? Look, the next time you open up your chatbot, don't just give it a task, give it a title. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, happy prompting.